I'm Barry Funkhauser, and this is the Barry Funkhauser Show. Well, here's what's going on. Men seeking sex and drugs have mistakenly flocked to a Texas retiree's home. The controversial $1.7 million public restroom will now cost a little bit less. And the Bay Bridge lights are set to go dark in March. As always, I'm here with my co-host and general know-it-all current events guy, Joe. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Barry. Hey, Barry. When was the last concert you went to?
Oh, you're going to ask me that right off the bat? Let me think.
Right off the bat, man. Well, because I've been talking to my buddy. We're on the group chat, and he's telling me he got Charlatans tickets for Seattle. And I'm excited. I love that band. So I might want to go see them, and they're coming to the Wiltern. And, you and I have talked about maybe going and seeing Death Cab for Cutie and the Postal Service. That's going to be a great show, too. So what was the last show you went to? Because it's been a while for me, like pre-COVID, I think. Eesh.
I dragged the sweetie to Fleet Foxes at the Santa Barbara Bowl, and yeah, it was all right.
Santa Barbara Bowl, that's a great, but it's a great venue.
Yeah.
I've been to shows that I didn't enjoy the performer, but I have never had a bad time at the Santa Barbara Bowl.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a good time.
What time of year was it?
It was like, I think like October of last year, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect time to go to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, it was not too cool outside, and it was a good time. Fleet Foxes, I love the Fleet Foxes. They're a little bit slower, though. I'm trying to really get into that whole indie sound. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do like some indie rock. Some of the slower indie stuff. I think I've told you that. It's like I need angry metal music. So that's why I'm really excited when we were scrolling through concerts right before we started, and you showed me that Coheed and Cambria is coming back to the Palladium. I'm like, yes. So I got to wait until October for that. So
yeah, and I'm excited about Tori Amos, but kind of. I always try to see her when she's in town, and I'm perturbed at Tori
Why?
right now.
I didn't even know that you were a big Tori Amos fan. That's like really reaching back into the 90s, man.
Yeah, been a fan for a while. Been a fan of all of her stuff, beyond music. She wrote this book, right? It's called like The Resistance. It's called Resistance, right? And the whole plan was she was going to do a book signing and play a couple of songs, because she had new songs out that the book inspired. So
cool.
An intimate performance, not a lot of people knew about this, and it was going to be like at a bookstore. I think it was at the one in Pasadena, the really good one.
There are bookstores. Bookstores are still around.
That's the one that's been there 100 years, Vroman. So it was
right. Only the vintage, long-term, locally owned mom and pop bookstores are surviving, right?
Yeah, it was. I like going to those things, and it's Tori Amos. This is a chance for me, and she's gonna sign the book. Okay,
nice. That sounds awesome.
God. So I'll pay a little extra for that. It was like $15 extra, or whatever. And then COVID hit. Boom. Then she said, I'm going to postpone it. Boom. Then out of the blue, we got the book in the mail with a signed sticker. It wasn't even like a real autograph. It was like a sticker on it.
Oh, like printed? It wasn't like actually signed. It was just like a printed sticker of her signature?
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm a little perturbed. I was looking forward to getting a deep dive in this book, and it's like she skated the whole thing.
Perturbed is not a word. You were perturbed.
Okay. I could be that.
Yeah, you could be that too. I'm sorry, man. I know that when you are looking forward to meeting someone that you really enjoy as an artist, and then that goes away. I know that could be a little frustrating, but
yeah,
it's probably not on
idols.
her. But this is different though. Come on, you can't put it. It's not like Tori Amos was, personally unkind to you. It's just a matter of the life that we live right now.
That I was upset about. It wasn't her in general, fine, whatever, but still, Have I cracked open the book and read it yet because of that? No.
Honestly, though, I think that if you were to go to her show and you were to bring her book and you just waited and you were patient,
I'll be that
Tori
guy.
Amos comes out and talks to her fans. She's that kind of performer. You can be that guy. I don't think there's like a thing about being quote unquote that guy. You're just a fan. You want an autograph. You're being polite about it. You're not like, I'm not telling you to rush backstage and get in her face and scream at her because she didn't do her book signing and you owe me a signature for my book. No, I'm not saying that.
I'm not really that interested in the autograph. I was interested in the time spent, the time.
I understand. You wanted the intimate setting, seeing one of your favorite performers like in a bookstore where you're like 10 feet away from them.
That's what I paid for, dag nabbit.
I understand. Yeah, that can be frustrating, but a lot of things got blown up because of COVID. So we just got to be patient about it, and things. It's not the end of the world.
I'm not too.
Did you get your $15 back?
No.
Oh, you paid $15 for that printed sticker, huh?
That's right.
Well, that's a little. I can understand losing out on that money.
Oh well.
Are you still going to go to the show?
Yeah, I'm still gonna read the book too at some point. Sure.
So where is Tori playing?
At the Greek, man. She's always at the Greek. That's the greatest venue.
Oh man, I just love those venues. It's like the Greek,
mid-July.
Wow, that's even better. Oh, hey, didn't we go see Coheed last July?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was the July before. Yeah, it was the July before COVID hit. That was I think my last outdoor show. And then my last indoor show was at the Belasco downtown, and I saw Angels and Airwaves. That was December 2019. I have not been to a live concert since.
Well, it's concert season, so let's get out there and see some shows, man.
I know. Get us those Death Cab tickets, man.
Working on it.
I want to see Postal Service so bad.
Fine. All right, let's get into some news today. Elaine White is seeking help after dozens of men have arrived at her Plano home believing they'd paid for sex or drugs online. Listen.
I'm frustrated, I'm irritated, and I'm beyond done.
Instead of basking in her retirement, Elaine White has been left with sleepless nights, wondering,
how can a grown man, go to a house in a neighborhood thinking they're gonna get sex?
How or why is her East Plano home being used online to lure men looking for sex workers?
As many hookers and prostitutes are out there, go get one. Leave me alone. I'm not here for that.
What are they saying to you?
They're saying they're here for an appointment for Nikki. Some are for Kelly. Some are for Nikki. Now it's Rhonda.
Since last year, White says around 25 men have come to her door at all hours. Young and old, all ethnicities, locals, and from as far away as Laredo. Pressing her Ring doorbell.
Excuse me?
She's confronting some of
Am I
them.
supposed to meet someone here or no? Which name? Rhonda? For drugs or sex? Second one?
Well, you know what? This is a bait house, and you have about 10 seconds to get away from it, or the cops are going to get you.
She says police have responded, but only make the men leave, telling her she could be the innocent victim of a sex trafficking ring posing as a massage website.
Some sex website that nasty old men go and look for sex. They pay Venmo for the services, and then they get my address and they come here.
Security signs aren't keeping Johns away. Neither is this spray-painted sign she's resorted to. Kelly does not live here.
Look at the sign on my front door.
Oh, okay.
Get the off my front porch.
Fed up, she's backing up this warning on her door.
Yes, I have my Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum loaded 4-inch barrel next to me.
Okay, now.
And I answer the door with it.
While incredibly frustrating that this keeps happening and no one is being arrested, Ms. White says she does appreciate the quick response from police anytime she calls. In Plano, Maria Guerrero, NBC5.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything about it. Like, imagine the horror, man. I said horror.
Horror. I feel very badly for this woman because this really sucks. Either Man, can't these guys, can't this sex website just find an empty abandoned warehouse to use as an address instead?
You don't
It
care.
would
By
really
then they've
keep.
got the money. So
Well, I know that, but here's the thing: it's like they want to. These guys want to keep their scam going, and if they're utilizing someone is actual address, now it's out in the news, and now it's like a known thing. That's dumb. You gotta, like, if you're gonna commit crimes, you gotta be smarter about it, guys. You can't use someone's actual address because now the police are onto you. I know that they're just telling these people to leave, but they are now, someone is now searching for these guys online to try to figure out who is utilizing this address. They're trying to figure out who is scamming people. If they were to just use like an empty warehouse that nobody lives in, they could have just kept, this would have gone under the radar for years. So I don't know. I just feel bad for the woman.
you know what I'm thinking is they probably hacked her Ring camera. So, there's probably more going on. No,
I don't know about that. If it's that, I feel bad because that's just stupid criminals being stupid. The other possibility is someone's just really screwing with this woman. Like someone literally wants to ruin this woman's life and is posting these things online, hoping that these men go to this woman's house. So I hope that's not the case because that would really suck.
well, it seems to be big business there in Texas.
In Texas, it's big business. Prostitution is big business everywhere. Prostitution and drugs in the United States, man, if they were legitimate businesses, they would probably be in the top 10 of revenue.
Beat out Amazon,
every year.
you saying?
No, they're not going to beat out Amazon. But they would do billions and billions of dollars in profit every year.
Yeah. Someday, Joe, someday.
Someday what? Someday all drugs and all prostitution is going to be legal everywhere in the United States?
Yes. And then my plan will be complete.
I don't know what plan that is, but I don't know about all drugs being legal in the United States. I think that some drugs are just way, way too lethal for people. Like I'm not advocating for fentanyl or meth to be legalized. You got to protect your citizens in some way. The sex work issue is different. I'd have to read up more on that. I think a lot of it is probably exploitation of women. However, the weirdest thing to me is Nevada. Like Nevada's been a pretty reliable. It was a pretty reliable red state for years, dozens and dozens of years, going back into like its initial statehood. In the 90s, 2000s, it started going a little purple. Like some Democrats were running some local races, like in Vegas and Reno, like the big population centers. Now it's starting to flip. Now it's like legit purple. And they have a Democratic senator, pretty sure they elected a Democratic governor too. A reliably red state has always had legal prostitution. Isn't that weird? A political party that trumps itself on being socially conservative never actually went after prostitution in Nevada. Why do you think that is, Barry?
I think that they were just the ones that said, no, we're going to leave it. Back when they were making it illegal, back 150 years ago, I think Nevada was like, no, we're fine. We're going to leave all these laws on here.
Okay, why though? Why?
I don't know.
Why didn't the religious right? Why has the religious right just like been all over the news for the last 50 years trying to outlaw prostitution in Nevada?
There are obvious answers.
Yes, give me the obvious answer.
Because
it's always the same thing.
People lack the boobies.
No, it's money.
Oh, well, yeah, money.
It's money. All those casinos gave all of the Republicans so much money that they would just leave it all alone because they didn't want anyone messing with their state. The only thing that the casinos did do in both Clark County and I think it's Reno County, I can't remember what county Reno's actually in, they just said, hey, just not within the city. Anywhere else in Nevada is fine. Like, go out into the rural places. You just can't do it where we gamble because we don't want you screwing up our gambling. But we understand that all our gamblers really like to have the prostitutes available. So, they made a deal, basically. It's just so weird to me, and it just speaks to the hypocrisy of conservatives in this country. That's all. I just wanted to bring it back to politics so I could be kind of, a liberal douchebag about it.
Reminding me of the book she never signed.
Hey, you're not. I really hope that you're not calling Tori Amos a prostitute. Because that would be wrong. Yeah,
Moving
that's
on.
Really wrong.
Today's show is brought to you by
Wolf Tracks. Unleash the love. Do a good deed for dogs. Walking with the free Wolf Tracks app helps you earn for your favorite animal charity. Download the Wolf Tracks app, start walking your best friend, and unleash the love for all dogs.
All right, Joe, remember that story we covered a couple weeks ago about the $1 million public toilet in San Francisco?
Yes, we had a lot of fun with that one because $1 million for a public toilet? Who wants to pay that?
1.7. It was upwards of 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, do we have an update? Is it follow-up news, Barry?
Yeah, the San Francisco Recreation and Parks Department has a new price for this controversial $1.7 million public restroom at a park in the city's No Valley neighborhood. Listen.
The planned restroom was supposed to be built in this corner of Noe Valley Town Square Park. For some people who spend their lunch hour here or bring their kids, a public restroom here will be a much welcomed addition.
It would be definitely nice to have a bathroom available, not relying on local businesses.
But the original cost, $1.7 million, was a shock and triggered a backlash.
It is outrageous. I'm not surprised by the outrage, but it's like I said, it's San Francisco.
The controversy over the seemingly bloated price tag became so intense, Governor Gavin Newsom paused the distribution of state funds that had been earmarked for the public restroom. Now, the San Francisco Recreation and Parks Department says the new price tag the city will have to shell out is significantly less, $300,000. That's because a pair of companies has teamed up to donate this prefabricated modular potty to the city and offered to pay the delivery and most of the installation costs. I asked Noe Valley resident Bernice Donor what she thinks of the donated restroom. This is what's going to go there.
Oh, yes, that looks just fine.
It's going to cost the city $300,000 now.
Much better.
A spokesperson for the San Francisco Recreation and Parks Department says they will be reaching out to the governor's office, who paused the money for this original project, and asked for a portion of that money to be used for this project and for a similar project at Prashida Park. The Rec and Park Department plans to spend the $300,000 to hire a landscape design firm to draw up the plans for the site, including mechanical, electrical, and plumbing work, and to handle all permitting, environmental review, and other administrative costs. The hope is to have the new restroom installed by late summer. In San Francisco, Sergio Quintana, NBC, Bay Area News.
All right, so $300,000 seems a little bit better, but still, come on, man, that's a lot of money.
But it's just for this one-off, or maybe two. It's not like they're going to donate all of the restrooms that San Francisco would want at $300,000 each. Those companies would lose money. They're just doing this so they can do a proof of concept, I'm sure. This is just
somebody won the contract, and then they bid as low as possible, and that's probably what happened.
I mean, I guess. Remind me though, is this the restroom that fully locks up and then self-cleans itself? It like self-cleans?
No, that was the original idea, but it looks like they have come up with a bungalow-looking thing that's sort of like an outhouse on steroids. It's like a park thing, but it's mobile.
But it's mobile?
That's what.
But they were talking about hiring a landscaper and like putting all the plans together. It sounds like it's going to be
like coming off the back of a truck. Like,
well, sure, it's it's prefabricated coming off the back of a truck, but it's going to be in one location. It's not like the restroom's going to be mobile.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so if that's the case and it's not self-cleaning, what's the point? For $300,000, you're just going to give me a porta potty that can't be self-cleaned? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But it is, like she said, it is San Francisco, so everything's in.
I mean, okay, sure, it's San Francisco. Let's just say that it is a self-cleaning toilet, and it's a nice toilet, and it's great and everything. How does this actually help communities? Because now aren't homeless people just going to congregate and all live around where this nice restroom is?
Yeah, the story started off with the lady going, boy, it would be nice to be able to use the restroom at this park. It's like not even going for the problem.
Right. It's not. You're just giving more amenities that homeless people will want to use and congregate around, but you're not solving the problem of there being homeless people in your community. It's like shifting. It's like the problem that we have here in Los Angeles. All our neighborhoods and all our different cities, they just kind of shift the homeless issue away. No one ever solves the problem. They just like kind of shoo people onto a new city. Like Sherman Oaks does it. We get people camping on the Riverwalk where I run. We have some people underneath, freeway overpasses and stuff. Like in most major cities in the U.S., they're there for a while, and then the police come and they break up the camp and they shoo people away. And then those people go to like Van Nuys for like 6 weeks until the process repeats. The cops come, they break up the camps, they shoo them away. And then the people in Van Nuys, they go to like, I don't know, North Hollywood for a couple weeks. They just all shift around. No one's solving any problems. And so I don't think that San Francisco is using their budget wisely if they're just making a public restroom, but they're not solving the underlying issues. Sure, you want to have these people on the street have services, but shouldn't we just get these people off the street?
Hey, when I'm playing rugby in the park, I need to go to the bathroom.
But sure, but there are restrooms there. Yeah. There are already restrooms at these parks. This is like supposed to be like the newfangled fancy restroom that cleans itself. And if it doesn't do that, then I don't understand why we even have these. What the point of this whole project is.
You said it seems like money.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's money. It's money. Someone paid someone money and said, I want to try this, even though it doesn't solve anything or no one asked for it.
Yep. All right. Well, more news. Speaking of up there, the twinkling LED lights of the Bay Bridge will be turned off in March, and their future revival depends on getting large donations.
The twinkling lights of the Bay Bridge will be turned off in March.
As Devin Feely reports, their future depends on getting some large donations.
We had high hopes for what it could mean for San Francisco, but it has been vastly exceeded what even we hoped it could be. It's become integral to the city and the energy of the city.
It is one of the most visible and beloved art installations in the Bay Area. The thousands upon thousands of lights that illuminate and sparkle and adorn the Bay Bridge each and every night. And they're about to go dark.
The LEDs are suffering in the harsh conditions of the Bay Bridge in San Francisco Bay. They're failing at a rate faster than we can keep up. So we're going to do the responsible thing, which is rather than let the artwork decay, we're going to take it down.
The arts nonprofit Illuminate will pull the plug on the Bay Lights on March 5th, the project's 10-year anniversary. But how long they remain dark and down depends on the results of an $11 million fundraising campaign.
There is a possibility that the Bay Lights would go dark and never come back. But I think given the resources in the Bay Area, the love for this project, the generosity of our community, that we will come back. The real question is, how quickly will we come back?
The ultimate plan is to bring the Bay Lights back with newer, better, more durable technology and twice the number of lights. But that costs money and will take time and requires an enormous investment by the public in the beauty of art.
When the Bay Lights go dark, I believe it will leave a hole in the city's nighttime skyline, and I think it will punch a hole in the psyche of the city. But what we want to have is a powerful story of rebirth and renewal.
David says that it'll take 6 to 8 months once the funding is secure to order and install new lights on the bridge.
I don't know, man. I think it's another money grab. These are LED lights we're talking about.
Well, it's an art installation. I get that. I like it. I like lights. You know me. I like going to Disneyland at nighttime just to see the lights and the light shows. I love Christmas for the lights too. So I get this, but I don't know. There's got to be a better way. Can we instead of lights, how about we take all the lights down and we figure out some kind of glow in the dark installation? So it's not powered by electricity. It's just glow in the dark, like phosphorescence. How about that? That would be really cool. What if the Bay Bridge at night kind of like glowed green? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool, but I don't know, man. You're full of ideas. I want to see the faces of these politicians when you bring that up in the city council meeting.
Oh, no, I think it would. Can you imagine the 6th Avenue viaduct glowing in the dark? Oh, it'd be fantastic. It's not my idea. A Norwegian scientist actually proposed this to a city in Norway 5 years ago, something like that. And he had like a proof of concept in a small part of the town, and it looked awesome. It looked so cool. Because they just shut down all the lights, and then all of the glow in the dark installations that he had put over. It was spectacular. So wow. I think something like that would be really, really cool. And they've gotten to a point where the glow in the dark stuff is non-toxic. It doesn't need electricity. It would be cheaper to install, and I think it would look really, really awesome. And like I said, it wouldn't take electricity, so you don't have to worry about that. If they do replace the lights on the Bay Bridge, and they can find funding, I really hope that they look into solar power and high-end battery technology.
Well, yeah, where you can see the sun in San Francisco. Yeah, there's no solar.
It's the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, it's
the
always
Bay Bridge. No, come on.
Never ever a clear day.
When was the last time? No, that is not true. There's never ever a clear day. There's never ever a clear day on Golden Gate Park. But every time I have been to San Francisco, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. You go from the coast, you go to like Sunset Beach, right, in San Francisco. It is always cloudy, always overcast. It could be like that all day long. You go 3 miles inland to the Bayside, to the Bay Bridge, and it is like 30 degrees warmer and full bright sun every single time I've been there. So I am telling you, they can put solar on the top of the Bay Bridge and get plenty of solar energy, and then you just put it in a really good battery, and I think you got it.
All right. I'll take your word for it there.
I like these installations, so I hope they figure something out. But glow in the dark. I think glow in the dark is the way to go.
Glow in the dark. Okay. I'm for that. All right. We'll be back tomorrow. This is the Barry Funkhauser Show.